Hi everyone, hello. Welcome again to my webinar, this Wisdom and Awakening webinar. Thanks for joining me from wherever you are in the world. If you weren't in the previous webinar, welcome. And welcome to everyone else who were in the previous webinar. Let me explain the format of this Wisdom and Awakening webinar so you know what's happening if it's your first time in this webinar. So we'll start out with what I call the awakening infusion or transmission, where I basically pull your energy to your divine self, the ancient self that's millions and millions of years old, so that you remember that beauty, the inner beauty in your being, because that remembrance will have a massive impact. It shapes how you see the world, shapes your happiness and your joy, in your life. So we'll start off with that, and then I'll have a talk. Followed by a Q&A session where I'll answer your questions that you have written in. Some of your questions. I'll try my best to answer those. And then we'll finish off with what I call Meet the Divine Infusion, where I bring your energy to basically meet the source or the creator or God, whatever you call it, your divine essence, meeting with the source. It's a meeting, uniting that connection basically. Because once you connect in that way, then you basically always feel that sense of support and not lonely. You always feel like you're loved and connected basically. So that's has a massive benefit as well. So that's the format for this Wisdom and Awakening webinar. So we'll just start off with the first transmission. That's the Awakening transmission. Just close your eyes for this one. It's quite easy. There's nothing really you have to do. Just relax, close your eyes, and just feel yourself receive the transmission. I'm just expanding the energy field. Now, I'm going to pull your energy field towards the divine essence, your spirit, or your soul, if you like to see it that way. Feel that meeting with your soul, your spirit right now. Your ancient self. It's like your modern self meeting the ancient self. It's like meeting an old, beautiful, beautiful friend again. Feel the goodness in your ancient self. Feel the wisdom from ancient self. And the love. Feel the infinite love of your ancient self. Feel all those qualities move, shift into your current self. Feel that shift now. Feel that divine love shifting into your current self. That wisdom shifting to your current self. Feel that goodness shift to your current self. Feel that divine spirit shift to your current self. Feel the blessing of empowerment shifting to you from your ancient self. now. Just going to bring your energy back to your current self. Try to feel you're not the same person you were before the meeting. There's a beautiful change in you. Not a forceful change, just a divine and organic change in you. I'm just consolidating that shift in your being. You can gently open your eyes now, and we'll end the transmission. Have a stretch. So the next part is my talk, and today's topic I'd like to talk about is the way to release your past pain and trauma, and I guess your past connection, that line, that cord that holds you back and links you in that highway, or you call it the autobahn of pain, basically. How to let go of that, how to surrender that. You see, I do healing for so many people, you know, all sorts of problems, physical problems, mental problems, all sorts of problems, unhappiness, all sorts of things. So, without a doubt, that is always caused by the past. In other words, there's this connection with another person. Usually 99.9% of the time is with another person. This connection, it could be all sorts of things, like it could be past trauma and abuse in relationships. It could be loss of a loved one. It could be just fear of another person, or hatred of another person. But usually what's really interesting is it's always with a person. Now, that is critical to understand if you want to heal yourself mentally and physically. That's critical to understand, because that cord, it's like having a chain to a stone that weighs 50 kilos to your legs, and everywhere you're walking, you go to work, you're pulling yourself, that 50 kilo stone, like you go swimming, you got the 50 kilo stone, you're cooking in the kitchen, you're just dragging that 50 kilo stone everywhere around the kitchen, not just the damage to your floorboards, your carpet, but it will damage you. You'll be tired in no time, and you have no energy and vitality left, and of course, you'll be disturbed mentally and physically. You're gonna get sick, 100%. 100% you're gonna get sick. I love that. All sorts of issues is caused by that. Like anger, for example. Anger results in all sorts of problems in your body, but a lot of times it causes damage to your spine. Like that, and it causes accidents and things like that, major car accidents from the anger. And that anger relates to someone in the past, you see, someone in your past. So once we understand it's a person that that link that's holding you back, then we can begin the healing process like that. And I want to show you, now we understand that, I want to show you how to actually release it, how to let that go, In some sense it's simple, but in another sense it's not. It's a bit tricky, because it's almost like we want to release it because we don't want the mental illness. We don't want the physical pain and physical problem. We don't want that type of energy in our life. We want to move on. But it's tricky because there's something wired in our mind that makes us, for some reason, that we don't want to. It's almost we're not allowed to let it go. We're not allowed to let it go. It's like we own it. It's like we own it. It's like we don't want to let it go. It's almost like somehow in our mind it sees. It's almost like we've earned, and we worked really hard for 20, 30 years in our business, and we saved up $1 million, and like we don't want to let that go, because that's a 30 years relationship with our business, and the hardship in our journey to earn that $1 million. So in the same way, we have that connection for many years. In our mind, it has the same mindset. We don't want to let that go. It's basically we want to let that go, but at the same time we don't. That's why it's tricky. So once you understand that, then what you got to do is you have to let that go. And I want to show you how to let it go. Step one, to release the connection with that person. Now, release doesn't mean, it doesn't mean they're a bad person, anything like that. Our mindset is not trying to work out whether they're good or bad at all. Because if we go in that mindset where they're good or bad, then we'll be protecting that. We won't let that go. Even though it's actually destroying our lives, we won't let it go. We want to get out of that mindset that they're good or bad in the past. In other words, no judging. Basically, like, release it with love, and good wishes. Good wishes. If they cause us harm, we know they were troubled. They must have a traumatized life themselves. We just send them our love and divine love, God's love, and then just release that. Release it. Set them free, and then set ourselves free. Like that. So the first thing is a decision that we make. Nobody can force us to make this decision. I can't force you to make this decision. Like that. It's a decision we have to make ourselves. We have to have the knowledge that we can let it go. We can release it. Because we are divine. We can do anything. In our divine being, we can do anything. We can take something on. We can release it. We're divine. We can do anything. So we just let it go. Like that, we just let it go. And to let that go, what that means is, once you make a decision, you see the connection, the person. It's an energetic connection, you see. They don't have to be living with you. They could be it could be 30 years ago. They could be in the other side of the globe. But but energetic connection is there. It's like a cord. The autobahn is like a cord. To let that go, you can do it yourself. You decide to consciously release them with love, and then that cord, just cut that cord like that, and just see it release. You do it yourself, like that. Just cut that cord, like that. So first, it's a decision that you make, and then next, once you make a decision of releasing, you don't think about it no more. You don't think about it no more. It's like, that's free. You don't think about it no more. And what you do is, even though you don't want to think about it, your mind, there'll be, even though you made a decision to release it, to let go, to forgive the person, to let go. But your mind still has what you call an automated pattern. It's an automated pattern like that. So you want to end that automation, and that automation basically tries to kind of come back to that. So you end that by not thinking about it. And to not think about it, after the decision, what you do is you learn how to meditate. You learn how to meditate. See, what you're doing is you learn how to focus your concentration, your energy, so that when your mind thinks about that, you just like release and let it go. Don't go. You just don't go there. You're like, I've already settled my debts with that person. That person has already paid me. I don't have to collect anymore. I'm no longer a debt collector. I've released, like they paid. They're gone. I'm not chasing them anymore. So your mind will say, no, they owe you something. They owe you something. Yeah, no. They paid it all. It's fully paid in the accounts, like that. And you don't think about it. So try to learn how to meditate. So that helps you that muscle of releasing, of not thinking about the past. That's another thing you should do. Another thing you should do is have a future vision, have a future vision of yourself. It's like a goal of yourself, but not material goals like a house, a car, a job, or relationship or something. Not those type of goals. Not there's anything wrong with those goals, but this type of goal is a different type of goals. I'm saying you set the goal as how you want to see yourself. It's like your divine qualities of yourself. How you want to see yourself, like that. For example, if you're seeing yourself as, you see, for example, you might have depression and anxiety, and you might have pain all over your body. You might have all sorts of things like that. But have a goal in mind. You set a goal that you see yourself as a beautiful divine being. Beautiful divine being. That's strong, not weak, strong, not weak, strong. In other words, things don't disturb you easily. Things don't, like, someone says something not nice, you hurt. You let go of that type of pictures. You see yourself, someone rude to you, bang, it hits you and just bounds off you. Or just go straight through you. That type of like strength, like that. See yourself as that strength. See yourself. That goal. Set yourself that goal. See yourself as that sweet, beautiful energy. Beautiful energy in your voice. Just sweet. Sweet. Every person you speak to, not that you try to, it's just natural in you. It's just got that warmth and caringness and that sweetness, that warmth and sweetness in your energy through your voice. That everyone who talks to you, they just feel soothed, they just feel beautiful. See yourself as that. Like, have that as your goal. Like that. You know? Yeah. And see yourself as full of love, like so much love that it cannot dry, like the ocean, it cannot dry. You know, so much love that you can give and give, and people just take, and you can just have more to give. You're never ending. You're full of joy. Like, you know, someone just want to just take your love, just, you know, like, you know, just take your love and doesn't care about you. And you're like, hey, no worries, here it is. Here it is. You're full of love. See yourself like that. Infinite love. Never ending. Like that. Set that as your goal. Set that as your goal. Set as your goal this divine connection with the source. This divine connection. That everywhere you go, wherever you are, whether you're sleeping or awake, living alone or with a partner or a flatmate, at work or in a park or at the beach or in the forest, doesn't matter where. You always feel this connection with the source. This friendship. This connection. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be religious or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with religion. Religion's beautiful, but you don't have to have a religion or like that. You could be someone who doesn't know anything about spirituality or religion, anything like that. That's fine. But you have that connection. Just see yourself like that, with a source that created the whole universe. That ultimate protector. And you're like a child in, you know, when you're born, you know, in your mother's arms. Oh my God. You are the most precious, you know, most adored thing in the whole universe to your mother, you know. Well, have the connection with divine like that. You know, have that connection. Like, cultivate the connection. Cultivate the connection. And have that as a goal. Even if you don't know how to do it, just have that as your goal. And if you're sincere in your heart, bang, you know how to do it. It will just happen. You have that connection. Everywhere you go, you have that beautiful connection. You feel safe. You feel protected. You feel cared and looked after. You feel connected. You don't feel lonely and not loved, you know. Basically, 99%, if not 100% of the world's problems and our individual problems of mental illness and physical problem is caused by the feeling of lack of love, you know. So when you feel this connection with the source, then suddenly you feel this divine love, you know, like that. You know. In my being, doesn't matter where I am, doesn't matter who I'm with, on my journey, spiritual journey, you know, by myself, you know, with a friend, with a master, away from the master, working, you know, I always feel this connection. So I never feel loneliness like that on my spiritual journey, like that. In the later part of my spiritual journey, not the early part. The early part I was still trying to work it out, like that. there's so many other things you can do, but essentially, those things is gonna help you let go and release those past connection that has caused to you harm and trauma, which you're carrying in your life and going forward for the rest of your life. Release it. Release that 50 kilo stone and don't drag it around everywhere in your life. I know deep down we want to release that. Who wouldn't? Because it's causing us major problems, and then of course it affects other people around us. So it's not benefiting anybody. We all know that, but it's not easy. It's not easy, like I said before, because you almost feel like, can I do that? Am I allowed to do that? Do I have the capacity just to release and let go? And just cut the energetic cord like that and drop it, release it. See? I can help you release it. See? I can help you to take it away. All that. Release it. But that helps a lot tremendously. But ultimately you have to let it go yourself. Because if I cut that cord for you, and you actually deep down you're not ready to release it yet, you just go and you just make a knot and retie the cord back. Like that, Yeah. So anyway, in summary, to heal yourself mentally and physically, so your life can be light and free and happy, and your energy is beautiful, you're a gift to the world, which you are. You're divine. Every human being is divine. They just forgot. They forgot, that's all. Therefore, when you release all this past, what you're left is this divinity in you, and you become a gift to the world. Like that. So you do that by understanding that you can. Believe it or not, just that is major. Just knowing that you can. Like that. Just purely like you can. You don't need permission from anybody. You are your own master in that sense. Decide, release it. Then next, don't think about it. Don't think about it no more. Learn to meditate. So you meditate properly, so it helps you concentrate better. So when your mind, the habit are coming back and just revisiting, you go, hey, I'm finished with that debt. They paid already, finished. Let go. And then have a goal. Set a goal. A divine goal. That's your divine qualities. I shared a few different energies. Like that. Beautiful energies, but you don't have to limit yourself to those energies. You move to joy, so much joy. So much spiritual power. Power. That means whatever you see becomes reality real quick. Spiritual power. Like gratefulness. That gratitude everywhere. Everyone you see, every aspect of your life, you feel, oh my God, I'm so lucky. Like that gratitude. It makes you, oh my God, it makes you feel so good. Nobody wants to be around a person that's actually not grateful. about life. A complainer. Nobody wants to be near a complainer. But everybody wants to be near a grateful person. Everybody. The energy is so beautiful. It's like, they're like, oh my God, that person's so grateful. You give them a banana, hey bro, like, here's a banana. Like, I've got a whole bag of bananas. Like, you want to have one? Like, even your rough person like that. Like that. And like the other person, oh my, thank you. Like, so grateful. Like, no one's ever given me a banana before like that. Thank you. Really appreciate that. They knock it over, but in the heart they're grateful. And you think, oh my God, it's just a banana. It's beautiful to be around people like that. So you can cultivate, you can have that goal, gratefulness. Anything, like that. If you're not sure of what divine qualities you want to have, just Google it. Google what are the top divine qualities, or the highest human qualities. That's most beneficial for you. And scour the Google, and then you come up with ideas. But I'm only joking, but I'm not. I'm not. Like, have that goal, and before you know it, you'll be happy. Your mind is light. There's no energy, any heavy energy of the past dragging you. No tension, anger, jealousy, all this sadness, anxiety. It's crippling your body. It chokes the life force flowing in. Your immune system weakens, and all sorts of diseases come. Mentally, you're disturbed, edgy, and can't sleep at night. You don't want that. I'm sharing with you the easiest way possible to be healthy and to be happy. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. Beautiful life. Like that. That ends my talk, and we're going to have the Q&A now.
First question, Sri Avinash, comes from Sweden, but it could be from anywhere on the planet. And that is, I suffer from anxiety and panic attacks. How to manage anxiety?
Yeah, anxiety is a major problem on the planet right now. Major. Basically, at least 50% people of the planet have anxiety. It's major. See, anxiety. See, to clear anxiety, we have to know the cause. Everything. When you do something, you have to understand. You have to fix it at the cause. Otherwise, it won't work. Like if a doctor gives a person an operation, I imagine that doctor has done the legwork and worked out the diagnosis. Let's say the doctor doesn't go and just give the person open heart surgery, rocks up and gives open heart surgery. They've done the diagnosis and they worked out there's some problem with the heart. So the cause, there's some problem with the heart. So the right diagnosis, and then they fix the heart through the surgery. So in the same way, we have to know what's the cause of anxiety. And the cause of anxiety is basically like our, how to say, we have so many, how to say, rules in our head, in our mind, rules in our head, that creates, I guess, like expectations and judgments of other people and ourselves, like that. So when we have too many of those things, it actually causes anxiety. And you gotta think, how does judging other people and all these expectations, all these rules in our head cause anxiety? How? It's very simple. You see, because when you have anxiety, that means you're making a judgment about another person, you know, or some event, you know, your understanding, your knowledge, what it is, and your relationship with that. For example, like let's say a person is going for a job interview, you know, like, see, a person, you start to have a person, most people get nervous in job interviews, but if a person has a tendency to have anxiety, they will have extreme nervousness more than normal. They could go into an anxiety attack, you know, and that is because of their view, the judgments of their performance, like of themselves. Are they going to get the job or not? How good they are, you know, all these rules, and the other person, are they going to judge me, like how I'm going to go, and like that, you know. And other people might have performance anxiety, like if they say perform as an athlete, you know, like say in sports, all sorts of sports, even tennis, you know. I remember when I played tennis, social tennis many years ago, when I was like year 7, year 8, and all that. And I remember when I played tennis, when I have a rally with someone else, you know, it's beautiful, having fun, smacking the ball, loving it. And then the person goes to you, "Oh, do you want to play a set?" And you go, "Okay." And already like this butterfly in your stomach, you're already nervous, you know. It's kicking in, anxiety's kicking in. You know, see that? Because in your mind, you don't want to lose against that person. You see, these kind of like rules in our head, like that. So basically, it's caused by all these rules and judgments of ourselves, and meeting other people's expectations. See, so that's the main reason. And when you have a lot of those type of things, what happens is that it actually creates weakens your nervous system. Your nervous system, it actually weakens. It basically becomes like nervous. Your central nervous system, your brain, your spinal cord, the central nervous system, and the peripheral nervous system throughout your body, it just sends nervous energy everywhere, you know? It affects your organ. It affects your joints. It affects your detox system. It affects all sorts of things in your body, like that. So what happens is that weakened nervous system creates it's like your overall being is like weakened. It's weakened, you know. It's weakened. Mentally, you're kind of less oomph, less energy. It's weakened. So when someone's rude to you, or anything in life, that any stimulus that's unfavorable, just a little bit, it goes into shock. The system goes into shock, and you don't know how to control. You don't know how to stop that. You don't know how to stop that. And then suddenly, you have anxiety attack. It just freezes. Like you can't hear anything. It just freezes, and you have anxiety attack. Like that. So to end it, what you got to do to end it is, believe it or not, clear out. You got to clear out the all these rules we have in our head. Clear it out through meditation. I always teach through meditation, through cultivating love. Like you think, oh, I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but do it really well. Bang, that'll work. 100%. Do it well, and that'll work. And learn to meditate really well. To stop the thoughts. Basically, all those conditioning cause it makes you think heaps, and then too much thinking basically creates negative emotion. These negative thoughts create negative emotions, and negative emotion it follows the thoughts like a shadow. So the thoughts are going, and the emotions continue going. It doesn't stop like that, and suddenly you have an anxiety attack. So to end it, it's very simple. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's very simple. Once you learn how to meditate properly, you just gather your energy. You focus energy. You learn how to focus energy. So you can't anxiety attack through thoughts, and then whether you just stop, just relax, gather your energy, sense the energy field, balance the energy. What anxiety? Gone. What anxiety? Nothing. Nothing. That's how we do it. Basically, you've got to be able to control your thoughts. If you can't control your thoughts, you won't be able to end anxiety. You won't be able to. Because the cause is actually thought, which is caused by our conditioning, all these rules and judgments we have of other people and ourselves, you see. And this all comes down to thoughts. So basically, we got to practice controlling our thoughts through meditation, and also through healing. You got to learn how to heal yourself energetically, because to clear out this conditioning, basically if you meditate, basically every second that you're meditating, you're in a meditation state. Not meditating, but when you're actually in the meditation state. Every second that you're in that, it's actually cleansing the past conditioning, you see, like that. So you want to do that. Another method to clear out the past conditioning is basically go through your chakras energy field, and just cleanse the energy field, cleanse the energy, the past energy, the conditioning, like that. And if you move into it further, learn how to self-healing, you'll learn how to heal your past conditioning and clear it directly out, like that. And of course, if we struggle with that, we try our best, we still struggle, we will need help. We will need help. We will need a spiritual master. We need a master healer to help us get us going, clear most of it out, and then so we do the light, easy work. We get the momentum going, like that. That's how. I know that's a really long answer, but it's not a simple thing. It's not a simple thing to clear. It's simple, but it's not simple. Even I'll explain that to you, and you understand that. But mentally you understand that. But nothing's gonna happen too much. You actually gotta experiment and diligently practice that. And practice that with faith and practice correctly, with the right understanding, and the results will surely come, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Next question, Sarah.
Thank you. The next question is also from Sweden, from Karen, and she's asking, how can I help my son get well from his mental illness?
You see, mental illness is like anxiety that I might answer before, is just part of this mental illness. But mental illness is like depression, bipolar, all sorts of things, So, so this mental illness is terrible. It's terrible on our planet. It's a heartache for parents. Their sons and daughters. Like just flat. Depressed. Have no energy. Afraid to do everything. So edgy. Anxiety, afraid to go out and participate in the world, no laughter, no joy, that can't sleep well, and struggle in life. It just breaks a parent's heart, like that. I would say, to help your son or daughter. It's tricky because, see, to help yourself, you can do these things. You can learn how to meditate properly. You can if you need you learn how to do self-healing. You learn how to lose your fear and conditioning through having the right attitude, the right mindset, releasing your negativities. You can pray to God, for help, surrender to God for help, let go. But if it's your child, you can't tell them that. You can, but doesn't mean they believe you. It doesn't mean they will do that. Even if they believe you, doesn't mean they will do that. So it's very hard for parents. So I think what's the best way to influence your child? In my opinion, the best way to change anybody is change yourself, and that is not like just a saying, just a saying. I share an example. I remember in my life, when other people, say rude to me or scream at me or something, I know the best way for me to change them is I basically change myself in that moment. So that means, for example, if someone scream at me when I was on my spiritual journey, like that, people still scream at me today. For some reason, it's a lot less. Some reason. But on my spiritual journey, people scream at me a lot more. Maybe because I need it more then. It's more beneficial more then. But when people screamed at me, immediately what I do to change the energy field, I don't say to them, sir, you shouldn't talk like that. That's not nice. That's not nice. If you do that, the person's going to be more angry. They'll serve you even more. They send more attacking energy towards you, more. So you don't do that. What I used to do is I immediately control my energy field. They scream at me, immediately. I might say something polite. I might say, sorry, I didn't mean to upset you or whatever. But that's just words. That's just politeness. Doesn't mean anything. Too much. I know in my mind. I know how to benefit them, how to benefit them, and how to benefit me. That's all I'm thinking. Not whether, how I say it and stuff like that. So what I do is I immediately control my energy field. I immediately go to my calm state. And you can't do that easily if you don't know how to do it consciously. And if you don't know, and you practice that through meditation to be calm consciously, using meditation techniques. But so you practice a lot, so when the real situation comes, you can hit an ace, under pressure, like that. But if you haven't practiced, you're not hitting an ace under pressure, you hit a double fault, like that. So I used to control my energy field, just calm. After I say sorry, whatever, like that. And if the person's with me and I can't avoid them, I do the same. If I'm away, I'm still the same. But a lot of times the person with us, we can't just leave. Like that. We might be in a relationship, with another person. So basically, just stay calm. I just stay calm. And immediately, in 1 minute, I'm not talking about half an hour later, in 1 minute, without saying much more, that other person's energy, they start to calm down. They're really peaceful. They start to calm down. They're really peaceful and calm. Just like that. Yeah, it's all right. Just sit down. Yeah, it's all right. It's our puppies, our dogs. It's a bit windy. It's the wind making a bit of noise, but that's okay. Yeah. So, my calm energy will just calm the person down within a minute. Straight away. And the person, even 5 minutes later or later on, half an hour later, whatever they see me, they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry about before. I lost control. I shouldn't have behaved like that." And you're like, "Oh, I forgot about it already." "Oh, that's no big deal. I understand. Totally understand." Because it hasn't affected me. Is it? But what I'm trying to say is to change someone else, you change your own energy field. And when you start doing that, and you start to improve yourself, suddenly your son or daughter will be interested. They'll be interested. Because they don't want the mental illness themselves. They want to be able to be confident, go see their friends, have a good job, have a relationship with another, have boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and not be afraid of that. Not afraid of starting a relationship, and not afraid to the other person might end the relationship. They don't want to be in fear. They want joy and happiness in their life as well. So you change. You try your best to change, and that's that's a slow process. But that is the best way. That is the best way in terms of sustainable like that. And the second best way, I don't want to compare the two ways, but the second way is like gently, introduce your child to, how to say, some meditation and meditation and a healing master, because that way they start to learn the process of how to heal themselves. They learn how to do self-healing, and they're open to receive the healing, like that, like that. I've done healing for people. Like a mother. Basically, in the past, I did private healing, one-on-one, but now I'm so busy that one-on-one is just not practical in terms of healing the whole planet. It's just too slow method, even though it's amazing, but it's too slow method. So I focus mainly healing group healing, large group healing, and healing the whole planet at the same time, type of thing. It's a lot more effective in terms of shifting the whole planet much faster. But I remember healing one person. I can't remember if it's Adelaide in Australia or Melbourne, but I think it was Adelaide. Yeah, it's Adelaide. The lady, lovely lady, booked in healing for her and her daughter, and then, after her healing, she had some sort of relationship breakup issue. So after the healing, she felt, according to her words, oh my God, she said, I feel amazing. I feel like that's over. I feel like a completely different person compared to before. I just had in my head this heaviness of relationship issues. And she was like, oh, I want my daughter. My daughter wanted to cancel. She was next up, and she didn't want to come to the healing. The mother's already paid for it. She didn't want to, And she said, oh, can you please give her a call? Can you please give her a call? And tell her like that it's really beneficial. And I was like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I want to help, but I don't think it's a good idea. I said to her, I'll tell you what you do. We've got a strategy here. You take a photo of yourself. Take a photo of yourself right now on the phone, and send it to your daughter. And send it to your daughter and tell her how you feel, but tell her to look at the photo of you. And then I said to her, also tell her that the healer said that your mum's already paid for it. You've got nothing to lose. The healer said, so it's only it's only half an hour, so you got nothing to lose. So you might as well come. Like, you got nothing to lose. But tell her to tell her, look at your mum's photo and you see the change. And then you decide. And then the daughter came, rocked up, and she rocked up, and so she was lovely. The daughter's lovely, I was like, she doesn't look like a type of daughter that doesn't want to resist. She wants to resist this type of thing. She looks lovely. And then anyway, I was giving her healing. She had anxiety, major anxiety attacks and stuff like that. Started doing the healing, And halfway through the healing, I said, how are you feeling? I can see the change and all that type of stuff. She said, oh my God, I don't know what to say about this healing. It's my first time doing this type of thing. But my anxiety feeling is all gone. My anxiety is actually all gone. All gone. Like, I just didn't expect this to happen. I said, so how does that make you feel? Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Anxiety attack, it's so scary. I don't know when's it's going to come, all that type of stuff. But I can feel it. It's all gone. And so I said, can you feel the difference? Yeah, absolutely. I just know my body always has the energy, the anxiety energy, and it's all gone. Like that. I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference. Okay. So sorry about that. There was some sort of technical internet issue or something, and it just cut out. So I assume it's back now. We'll just continue. We'll just end that answer for that question in a brief moment. So what I was saying is the daughter was transformed like that. See, basically, when the children see results, in the parents, they want to follow. They want to follow. So that's really the best way, and to also introduce them to, a master, a healer, a spiritual master to guide them in this, self-healing, and receiving healing like that. So that, and that process will over time will help the child and mental illness. Like there's no reason why mental illness can't end. There is a way. There's a way, and we work at it. We work at it, and it'll clear like that. Last question, Prema.
This one comes from Colombia, from Janet. Why does it feel like spiritual awakening takes so long, despite the efforts? Does it need to take my whole lifetime?
See, spiritual awakening takes a long time. Even with effort, it takes a long time. With no effort, it would take gazillion years. And there's no guarantee. It takes a long time because basically it takes many years, many years and lifetimes to accumulate fear, negativities, conditioning, like that the energy, it takes many lifetimes to build that up. See, I can see in even a photo of a baby. I can look at a photo of a baby and see the seeds of that conditioning from their past lives continue. I can see how that's going to sprout when they get older. I can see the seeds of it. It actually shows in the energy field. I can see that. So that shows that it's heaps. It's not even this. That's past lifetime, and in this lifetime, we pick up so much rubbish. We watch so many movies that creates fear in our system. We watch violent movies. Like Rocky 4 and Rocky 1, Rocky 4. We watch The Terminator. We watch horror movies, Exorcist, and Nightmare on Elm Street, all sorts of things. These type of fear and all sorts of things that creates insecurity in us. So we pick it up, at school, our friends, and we pick up conditioning from our family, passed down. So it's lots. So the spiritual journey towards enlightenment or towards the awakening, ultimate awakening, it's basically a process of letting go and cleaning and cleansing like that. That energy field, that conditioning, that fear, the rules, the million rules we have. If this is broken, I don't like it. If that person is rude, I don't like it. If that person from that country, I don't like it. If that person colour, I don't like it. And if I don't have a job, I'm a loser. If if I don't have a relationship, something wrong with me. I'm ugly. Like, it's a million things, in the conditioning. We have to clear it all out, and that takes time. That takes time. See, enlightenment. You got to think like this. Think like this. Imagine you spent 2 days to clean up the whole house, vacuum, mop the whole house and vacuum everything and wipe all the benches, full on. Spend 2 days cleaning, spotlessly clean. Like let's say you're gonna have an engagement, a party, you spotlessly clean. But even though spotlessly clean, that's not perfectly clean, because you can still always go to some corner of the house and get your finger and go like that, and go like that, and you're going to see some dust, So even though spotlessly clean, it's not every speck of dust clean. And enlightenment means every speck of dust clean. True ultimate awakening means you've got absolutely zero fear left in your being. Zero conditioning. It's all basically surrendered and cleaned out. You offload it to God. Totally gone, The truck came and you offloaded the whole thing and delivered. Off it went. It's in transit. Off it goes. Totally cleaned out. You got nothing. No fear left. No conditioning left. You're just empty. An empty vessel that the divine just flows through your being. You become a perfect instrument of God to just move through your being. Every word, every thought that goes through your mind, every word you speak, every breath you take is basically God, the source flowing through your being. Suddenly, you're full of wisdom. You don't even know, how do I know all this type of stuff? I haven't learned this type of stuff. How do I know all this type of stuff? Where does it come from? And you go, oh my God. That's amazing. That's God coming through me. That's amazing. You're full of warmth and love and strength. But the strength to take the whole world's pain and trouble and misery on your shoulder and just take it all and absorb it all in your being, and it's cleared out in your inner sun. Boom, burn, all gone. Like that. It takes time. It takes time. But the most important thing is it's not just how long, but that it's working. Your house is being, after 1 day's cleaning, it's more clean. After 2 days cleaning, oh my God, it's spotless. Like that. It's working. You're progressing. You're progressing. Like that. Progressing towards the goal. You're moving forward. That's the main thing. You're actually progressing. You don't want to be on the spiritual journey and doing thinking. You're watching YouTube and all the spiritual teachings and you do everything of what you call spirituality, but the house is not being clean. Your inner house is not being more clean. You're not progressing. You're not progressing. You're either not doing it properly, or you're basically not doing it right, or not doing it at all. You might be thinking you're cleaning the house, but you're not. You might be pushing the vacuum cleaner around, but the vacuum cleaner is actually off. There's no power coming through. It's not working. But you think you are doing, but it's not working. The main thing is you've got to make sure you're doing it right and it's working. And the second thing is you don't want to rush there. You don't want to rush there. Because when you rush there, it's totally from the wrong mindset. it's totally from the wrong sponsorship. You know, it's the wrong motivation. You know, wrong motivation. You don't want to rush there. You know, on my spiritual journey, I never rush. I never rush forward. I never rush. I just know I do everything I can within my power. Everything I can. Spiritual practice as much as I can, and make sure I'm doing it right. Make sure, you know, like I'm praying to God for blessings, and I make sure I'm kind to others to receive their blessing, their good wishes, you know, to bless my journey, you know, and for them to, you know, it gives joy to their life, and it cleanses my energy field, you know, and, you know, meditate as much as I can from the moment I wake up in the morning, my eyes open, all the way until my eyes close at night. You know, meditate all day. It doesn't mean closing my eyes all day. I learn how to meditate with eyes open. So, you know, you do both. You know, most of my meditation, my journey is eyes open. You know, because it's practical. You've got to learn that. So, you know, I do the best I can. But the most important thing is I enjoyed it. Like, I just feel good. I feel beautiful. I don't need to advance forward somewhere. I don't need to reach some place. Like, I know I'm getting there. And I'm just loving the journey. Like, in some ways, I almost love the journey more than the goal. Of course, the goal is amazing. You know, it's amazing. But I love the journey almost more than the goal. It's because it's beautiful. When you're like that, you never burn out. You never burn out. And the funny thing about all that is the right attitude, and then you fly forward. You fly forward. You know. And I pray, you know, I pray for you and all those people in the world that they have that type of mindset, you know, they have that goal, you know, to awaken the God self in them, the divinity in them, that beautiful, magnificent goodness in their being. I pray for all of them, everybody who has that as their heartfelt wish and their goal, and they pursue that with all their heart, sincerely and humbly, you know, and with persistence, you know, and the right attitude. I pray that they achieve their goal as fast as possible. They do say the goal, the fastest a person can achieve is 3 years, from beginning to end. But I know I couldn't achieve that. You know, in 3 years. You know, I was much lower. I think mine's around 13 years or so. And I know many other people, like the great Milarepa of Tibet, you know, lived 800 years ago. And really the Karmapa's lineage today, you know, attain enlightenment. Like from my memory, my guess, I read his book, The Life of Milarepa, a long time ago, but I think he attained enlightenment 12, 13 years as well. And, you know, and from my vague memory, I think the Buddha, the Gautama Buddha, you know, he attained enlightenment similar time as well, like 13 years or so, like that. So I pray, you know, that those who pursue this goal wholeheartedly, that they can attain the goal much faster than me, in 3 years if possible, you know, and you know, and if not 3 years, less than 13 years, you know. You know. Anyway, you know, it is you know, the highest goal in the whole universe, not just on this planet. So it's worthy, you know. It's worthy a prize, and that time, you know, that time is organic, you know. It takes time, you know. Even the fastest, it still takes time. If we rush there, we've got the wrong attitude. We've got to change our attitude. You know, start to enjoy. If you rush there, you burn out. The wrong attitude, you give up anyway. Like that. Okay. That ends the Q&A. I've got instructions to switch mic. So we'll finish off this Wisdom and Awakening webinar with the divine, meet the divine infusion or transmission. So just close your eyes and feel yourself receive the transmission. I'm just cleansing your energy field first, to just prepare yourself. So now that I've cleansed the energy field, energy is a lot lighter. I'm going to shift the energy field. Just expand energy field. Across the universe. Expansive. Try to feel that right now. Feel the beauty, the expansiveness of your being. It's like you're spreading your wings, reaching the end of the universe. Now, I want to pull your energy field towards meeting the source of the universe. The Creator. You can call it God, and call it whatever you like. Feel that meeting with the source right now. Try to feel how nice that is. Feel God's love for you. Feel how happy God is to see you. See you face to face. Feel how comfortable and light and nice it feels to meet the Source. Feel God cheering you on, supporting you and encouraging you on your journey, blessing you on your journey. What a beautiful meeting. Try to remember this feeling, this meeting, this place that you can meet with the Source. And go there often. To say hello. It's going to pull you back to your heart space. The inner God within you. And gently open your eyes and we'll end the transmission. So, thanks again for joining me in this Wisdom and Awakening webinar. It's another long one. I have so much I want to share and give you and help you. So that's one of my problems and habit. Sorry for that. Thanks for putting up with me. So anyway, do take care. Look after yourself. Stay safe. And always remember to live beautifully. Live from your heart, Be true, be a beautiful, simple, happy person. Good on you. Thank you. See ya.
I see the joy you bring, and all I want to do is to serve you. I see the joy you bring, and all I want to do is to serve you. Savesham svasti bhavatu, Savesham shanti bhavatu, Savesham purnam bhavatu, Savesham mangalam bhavatu. I see the relief you give, and my tears of love are overflowing. I see the relief you give, and my tears of love are overflowing. Savesham svasti bhavatu, Savesham shanti bhavatu, Savesham purnam bhavatu, Savesham mangalam bhavatu. I see the fulfillment you bring, and I lay my gratefulness at your feet. I see the fulfillment you bring, and I lay my gratefulness at your feet. Savesham svasti bhavatu, Savesham shanti bhavatu, Savesham purnam bhavatu, Savesham mangalam bhavatu. I see the growth you inspire, and I am happy to be alive. I see the growth you inspire, and I am happy I see the fulfillment you bring, and I lay my gratefulness at your feet. I see the fulfillment you bring, and I lay my gratefulness at your feet. Savesham swasti bhavatu, Savesham shanti bhavatu, Savesham purnam bhavatu, Savesham mangalam bhavatu. I see the growth you inspire, and I am happy to be alive. I see the growth you inspire, and I am happy to be alive. Savesham swasti bhavatu, Savesham shanti bhavatu, Savesham purnam bhavatu, Savesham mangalam bhavatu.
How has your experience been of learning the healing directly from a master?
Oh, incredible, phenomenal. And I think certainly even just coming today would be wonderful, but having had the Friday and the Saturday and the Sunday events all stacked one upon each other, it just, I think, opens you up, opens your heart, your mind, your consciousness to that this is all true, and it's all it's that faith is really, really strengthened. Been an absolutely beautiful, enriching, enlightening, wonderful, wonderful experience.
Do you feel like you can heal others now?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I do. I say that with utter conviction now, and I would never have said that on Friday. I would have said I want to. I've had the desire to and the want to do it. But to come to an event like this and to be guided, you know, powerfully but gently into having that conviction that you can do it, and how to take what's available to all of us, but how we can all do that is just, yeah, it's been an incredible experience.
I love the refreshing approach that Sri Avinash brings. It's simple, but it's really very powerful, and gave us all some beautiful tools that are applicable, you know, in healing. It's encouraging to recognise that we can be our own healers, and with the support and education of people like Sri Avinash, it goes a long way to helping us to take responsibility for ourselves. I love his simple but pragmatic and humorous teaching style. It's very down to earth, and to actually be there in Sri Avinash's atmosphere and watching him work, it's like a picture like that is better than 1,000 words.
What was it like to witness the live demonstrations? What did
That was amazing, because I saw the girl that he was doing it on. Oh my God, what a big lift. Even her posture changed.
You had the opportunity on the day to practice with other students.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
That was really fun. That was really, really fun, because I would try all the energies that he explained, and I like the dynamic chi. So I'm like, well, I'm going to, you know, I always start off with that. And then when my partner was doing it back to me, I can feel it. I was like, oh, he's doing it back to me. And it made me laugh. It was like, oh my God, so that's what it feels like. So powerful and so strong. But it was amazing because so we had two partners separately, of course. And each time we both knew what the other one was using.
Amazing.
Yeah, because he allowed us to feel that before we practiced on each other. We knew what it felt like when we were doing it to one another. I even done it on my daughter. When she's sleeping, she grinds her teeth.
Yeah.
And so I start doing it on her, and then she completely stops. But the funny thing is, she doesn't know that I'm doing it because she's sleeping. Her back will be turned, but as soon as I start, she'll turn towards me.
How about that?
I know, amazing. So it's really good because the teachings really come in handy.
Yeah. How would you describe Sri Avinash, by the way?
Like a really good friend. You know, he's someone that he reminds you of a really good friend that you had, you know. That's the feeling that I get whenever I see him. I'm like, he reminds me of a really good friend.
He just has the amazing ability to connect at a level where he's amongst us. So he's not on a pedestal, you know, he's not like a hierarchy, you know, it's like he's one of us, and he's sharing. I feel like he turns himself inside out for us. It's like he strips down all your vulnerabilities, and and you feel safe with him. And he's just honest, and he's genuine, and he's caring. He's actually he cares about us. You know, I've just had a huge shift, like directly in the heart, in the way that I just feel so happy, and I just feel so much love. It's unbelievable. And I did not actually know that I would become a healer. And through the interaction, through the practicing, I got such positive feedback from the people I did healing with that I had no idea I had that in me. So yeah, it's just been a real positive outcome. I know I was infused because when I was doing my healing, like today, I know we did some yesterday, and when I did some today, I had a really good rapport from, you know, the healee, and I called upon the great healers, you know, to help me, you know, today with, you know, divine light, divine love, divine peace. So, you know, they were there, they were backing me up, 100%.
Can you tell me about the feedback that you received when you were practicing the healing on others? What sort of things did people say?
Just, you know, how, you know, when I was tuning in, when I was bringing in the divine light or divine love, they could actually feel it coming in when I was infusing them. You know, they could feel the shift, which was really uplifting for me because I was giving it everything I had, even though, you know, it was my first time. I just gave everything I had, and it was truly working. So yeah, it was amazing.
My healee experienced exactly where I was directing those lights.
That must have really been, you know, confidence building for you.
It was, even to the point where I was wrapping my healee in that orb of light clockwise. She actually felt something going clockwise around her. So that was pretty amazing. I mean, you know, it was the same direction that I was doing it. I was very surprised that she actually felt what I was doing. Had tears of gratitude. Suddenly I realised that's what I'm here for.
From the moment I walked in and he started transmitting his healing, you know, I think the first minute I just had tears rolling down my face because I could just feel the divine love that he was transmitting to us. I love how we've been able to witness people being healed right in front of our eyes. You know, there's nothing more powerful, you know, if you're showing it right there, it's very, very powerful. It brings you that, wow, this is real. It's just real. Yeah, I can just feel it, and I don't know how you describe it, but it's, you know, it's great because it just makes you feel blissful, I guess, and tranquil and peaceful.
Sri Avinash awakened the great healer. And what was that like?
I did not want that session to end.
What would your recommendation be to someone thinking about attending a masterclass?
I'll just do it. It's phenomenal. You won't regret it. Phenomenal.
Well, I came with no expectations, so yeah, it really blew me out of the water.
It's almost like they say, you know, if you're going to do one thing in your life, do this.
I've been on a spiritual level for so long, but this was the ultimate experience I had in my life.
From the moment we arrived, you could tell that it wasn't just any retreat. There was calm everywhere. Everybody was extremely friendly.
It's lovely to be in a group with people who are all looking for peace and happiness, and to watch people change over the weekend. It's beautiful.
Through all the spiritual master that I met, I never experienced the connection as I do with this spiritual master. I mean, everyone has goodness, but he has something really special.
He is just an amazingly beautiful presence. Strong, gentle, powerful.
You feel his unconditional love and his compassion, and at the same time, his joyfulness, you know? It's so good, you know. In most spiritual retreat, everything is serious. Here I can't stop laughing.
He's the funniest master you're ever going to meet. Most genuine and happy and joyful. He's the common man's master, he really is.
There is an immediate heart. You just feel his heart, and it's beautiful.
It's a very special man in a very special body doing God's work.
Those whose hearts are not open to me during this retreat, they're going to feel great. And those whose hearts are open, they're going to feel amazing at the end of the retreat.
I will never forget for the rest of my life this feeling of power and strength and stillness and calm. Like a solid tree surrounded by crazy wind that it just doesn't move. That power, that feeling, that is just out of this world.
That was just incredible. Very grounding, very centering. It was just, yeah, it's really great. I felt very sort of chaotic, just very off-center, very ungrounded before I came yesterday. Now I feel probably more grounded than I've ever felt.
All I could feel was love, peace and joy for the whole of humanity, the universe, everything, which is what I've been praying for.
It's just an amazing moment. It's an amazing experience and so powerful.
Your mind will be wrestling all over the place, going all over the place. And it's a bit like arm wrestle. It's spiritual arm wrestle, you know. And I arm wrestle you. And when I get you down like that, that's your in satori, which is a temporary state of enlightenment.
He teaches complex subjects in a really easy to understand, straightforward manner that have examples in our everyday life.
His talks are always interesting, his questions and answers, he's funny. And he's got all these metaphors from his own life when he was growing up, which helps us relate that to our own lives and the experiences that we've had.
I could feel when he was around me. It was just the most beautiful feelings. You could see a real difference in everyone's faces, like before and after.
It feels amazing. Whenever it has to heal, it got healed.
I teach the way, the correct way to do meditation and understanding how it works. It's not guesswork, you know. Doing it and knowing exactly what you are doing, confidently, and when you practice it, you get results.
Yeah, he's so, loving to everyone, calm, and then just the way he spent time with every individual is the thing that everyone can see.
It was so lovely. Yeah, he just put his hand on my head, and yeah, I can just feel just beautiful energy coming through my body. So peaceful, really in my heart space as well. Just beautiful love.
Well, that's a very, very special event, and being so close to him and feeling that pure energy and that pure love and the way that transcends my being at that particular point in time. I just felt like a very different person when I stood up.
I feel magically blessed to have this experience and to have access to Sri Avinash in any form. So the one thing I would say is I'm eternally grateful, and I would encourage anybody to take up any opportunity they can.
People in Australia everyone should come here. Everyone should experience something like this.
For me, I would love everybody in the whole world to be able to do this retreat and spend time with Sri Avinash and experience what I've experienced.
With everybody else that I've spoken to, they can't believe the amount of transformation they've had in such a short space of time.
I don't know, it was such a blissful experience for me. And you actually have to come. It's not good to listen to what I say. Come and experience for yourself, and believe me, you never forget about it.
Can I ask you some questions about your experience of the healing sessions on this retreat?
Yeah.
So how do you feel now after receiving the healing transmissions?
Absolutely amazing. I'm just tingling all over. I feel really light, and it's like I actually do feel still. I feel like I could sit there and just go and meditate for hours. I just feel amazing. My lungs feel good. I was a heavy smoker and smoked a lot of drugs for years, and my lungs feel just amazing. My back, my neck, it's just, I've had a few issues over the time, and they just have all gone. Like, my neck's not even sore, and I fell out of a ute when I was 18, backwards, 80 k's, and my neck's not even sore. Yeah, my neck's always sore, and it's not sore at all.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I usually sleep on a special chiropractic pillow thing, and if I don't have that, it's a nightmare. And it's just, it's getting better and better and better. Now I've got no pain. I can, it's when I'd seen a chiropractor, they said, "What truck did you get hit by?" That's what they wanted to know, and literally it was because I fell out of a ute backwards at 80k.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, did that pain in your neck vanish over the course of this retreat?
Yeah, it's got better and better, and which is really weird in itself, because sitting in hard seats doesn't make my lower back or my upper back better. When sitting like this in a meditative sort of position, it doesn't help with my neck. It actually hurts my neck, so I usually meditate, more like either or whatever, because it does hurt. But now it's, I'm sitting up straight, and which normally I can't do.
Wow, amazing. Can I just delve into that neck issue just a little bit more? So you said that happened when you were
18 years of age.
Yeah, so that's like decades that you've been...
Yeah, at least over 30 years.
And what, on a daily basis, was that pain out of 10?
When it first happened, I spent 3 months bent over. I couldn't lift my head, and they said there was nothing wrong with it, but obviously there was ligament damage done to my spine. But, and then over the years, probably when we'd go on long drives to like the other side of, halfway across Australia to visit relatives, I'd drive for 12, 14 hours. By the time I get there, I couldn't move my neck. So that was quite dangerous in itself, because I can't turn my head. And, it's got better, but over the weekend, it's just, because it'd be like 9 out of 10. When it goes bad, the pain shoots right up to the top of my head, and it goes right through the back of my spine, and it's just, intense headache, intense. It's not even like a headache, it's just intense pain. I don't know if it's just, yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, that's wonderful. So I wonder, Mark, how would you describe his healing ability?
To be honest, not from this planet. It's not even from this planet. It's not even from this planet. And yeah, you'd have to come and see it and have he's doing the free ones and workshops and stuff. But it's just, if you've not experienced it, it's something next level. Yeah, it's off the planet. It's definitely not from this planet. It's like it's crazy, when people would say it's mumbo jumbo until you've actually felt him actually do what he does, and it's not. It's next level. It's like, crazy stuff, but it's amazing ability. But he's just so beautiful. He's such a beautiful man, He's so powerful at the same time, but so beautiful. He's just so sweet. If anyone was ever thinking about coming to this or spending time in a retreat with him or even a free one, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. Just don't put it off. Go and do it. Don't let any of your beliefs or whatever, cloud your judgment. Just go and do it, because you'll understand when you've come, how important it is and how amazing he is, and then you'll put all the pieces together once you've been here. Yeah. How it all worked. Yeah.
Angelina,
yes.
May I ask you, what's your condition that you'd like me to do the healing for you? What's the situation? Your situation?
So my lower back is quite debilitating, so I'd like that to at least lessen the pain that I'm in.
Yep. May I ask you, that back pain, is it out of 10, what would be the pain right now?
5, 6.
5, 6?
Yeah.
Okay, 5, 6 out of 10. May I ask you what's the cause of that? What happened in your life?
So I got caught in a lift, the doors of the lift closed, the power went, and so there was no sensors on the lift.
Yeah.
So I panicked and I was trying to hold the lift open, and then when the lift opened, when the doors opened, I fell backwards, but I felt like a elastic breaking in my back, so it was immediate.
You fell backward onto the ground.
I didn't fall onto the ground, but you know when you're pulling, let go. Yeah.
Oh, let go.
So I fell backwards against the other door. But I felt immediately like a elastic breaking in my back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And do you have X-rays and all that?
Yeah, I've had MRIs.
Yep. What do they say?
The MRIs are showing that there is a bulge in L5, and that it's pressing against a bone. So the bone's pressing. Well, the bulging disc is pressing against the bone.
How long ago?
3 years, or just 3.5 years actually. Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try my best to heal that at L5. Did you say?
Yeah.
Other spots are fine.
L5 and S1.
Okay. Close your eyes, and just feel yourself receive the healing energy. So first, I'm just going to cleanse the energy field with divine love. Is great energy to cleanse. Okay, now I'm going to go to the actual focus on the S1 and L5, healing it up. And just see it mend, and then I'm going to just pull the spine out, leave a bit of a gap, and then it's going to will that the body and just will the body to just produce new damaged bits and just see it mend together, and then I just straighten it in the right position. But obviously, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what the right position means, but God knows that. Source knows that. You understand? That's what I'm saying. God is the healer, not me. I'm just doing these things, but God knows what's the right position, everything. You understand? Yep. Okay, Angelina, can you open your eyes for a moment? Do you feel any change to your pain level in that area? Okay, stand up and see. Yeah, just do whatever you normally do to see if there's any change.
It's the first time in 3 years it's gone.
It's gone. Do further tests just to make sure.
Sorry?
Or you stand up, you know straight away.
So I can tell straight because if I lean into it, I can't lean into the mat. But
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. How does that feel?
Feels amazing.
You reckon you're going to become even a better mum?
Probably.
Doesn't she look like she's got herself back? It's not just back pain gone, but it's kind of she's bright, she's peaceful, she's happy, you know. Anyway, it's not for showing off, just to show you what this healing can do.
So the injury was on my L5 and S1, which is the lower back. So there's a bulging disc that is bulging because of the injury, and has been causing me a lot of pain for the last 3.5 years. Sometimes bedridden, sometimes painkillers, heat packs, but very debilitating. Just every day, and I guess I've just got myself conditioned to the pain, and so to come here and have that healing done was amazing.
And after that healing, how do you feel now?
I feel great. I feel obviously the physical side. I have no pain in my lower back for the first time in 3.5 years. Like there is no pain.
What's it like to walk around?
It feels great, and it feels surreal. Like every now and again I go to sort of protect it and then go, oh, it's okay. So, it's quite emotional for me because I didn't want to get surgery.
Was that scheduled for you, was it?
That would be, yes, they were looking at scheduling that in the next few weeks. So to walk around now and have no pain, it is surreal. I'm almost sort of thinking, is it only temporary? Is it like one of those injections? Will it come back? But I did have a very open mind about that, and I did, I made up my mind last night that if I was asked to volunteer, I would.
Good on you. Yeah. Good on you. So, on a daily basis, the pain that you were experiencing in your lower back as a result of that injury, could you tell me what was that on the scale of 1 to 10 usually?
It would vary depending on what day of the week. So further down the week, it would be worse. But usually about a 6 by the evening. So that was, sometimes it would be an 8. I've had weekends where I can't get out of bed. And so that, that's been quite quite traumatic for me, where you sort of worry about becoming crippled, or you can't do what you want to be able to do physically. Yeah.
And so, when you came in today, what would you say the pain level was at in your lower back?
That was about a 5 or a 6 today. And yeah.
Yeah, and so you were picked to receive the live demonstration, and it didn't go on for very long.
No.
How long would you say it was? I was thinking.
I guess 10 minutes.
That would be my estimate as well, about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So what went through your mind when you realised you were sitting down and after 10 minutes of receiving Sri Avinash's healing, you just noticed no pain in your back anymore?
Well, it was more when I stood up, when he asked me to stand up, and then that's when I could do the real test on it. I could feel that it was sitting, that there was no pain, but it's more so when I put my weight on it that I can feel the pain, and when I put my weight on it, it wasn't there.
So today's healing,
it's just profound. It's changed my life. I feel like going out and doing a cartwheel if I could. I don't think I could. Not now. When I was younger, I could. But I just feel like jumping, the Toyota ad. Yay!